Creating custom Pokemon for you! Welcome back, everyone, to the show where we select lucky commenters to spin a series of random wheels that give us factors for a Pokemon that we then create just for you. It's gonna be an awesome episode today, y'all. We're gonna make 3 amazing custom Pokemon as always, so if you end up liking today's video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And of course, if you want a custom Pokemon for yourself, don't forget to leave a comment because I'll be randomly selecting people from this video's comments for the next episode. And without further ado, let's get into the first Pokemon. And this one will be for Fatani, who always watches these with their boyfriend and wants to know what my favorite custom Pokemon so far is. I'd have to say it's actually Slawsor from the recent episode. That might be recency bias, but I just love that thing. But anyway, Fatani, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be a Convergent Evolution. Cool. And it means that now we have to spin this wheel to see what generation of Pokemon will be making a Convergent 4, and it's Gen 4. Awesome. So now, of course, we'll spin this wheel that has every single Gen 4 Pokemon on it, and we got Gillscor. That is actually sick. I love that Pokemon. And now we'll see what new typing we'll be giving to this Convergent Gillscor. Your first type is going to be the Water type. That is interesting for Gillscor for sure, and Water Electric type. That's actually really cool typing. And the last step before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and none this time. You do not want to know what you have to do if you get stung by this creature. Your Pokemon is Gillscor, the Stun Ray Pokemon. These Pokemon are known to sit absolutely still in shallow areas, blending in seamlessly with the blue of the water. And this makes them incredibly dangerous for beachgoers, as stepping on one of them will cause them to plunge their electric barb into your skin, with the electrical energy that they'll zap through your body being similar to a taser. When exposed to a Thunderstone, it would evolve into Gillscor. These Pokemon have humongous electric tails that take up over 80% of their body. And despite their water typing, these Pokemon actually feed mostly on flying types, with its method of hunting being gliding across the surface of the water and building up speed before launching themselves into the air and stunning an overhead flying type. In terms of stats, Gillscor is all about speed and physical attack, with the rest of its stats being pretty mid. And for the shiny, of course, we had to go with a reference to the original Gillscor, which I think turned out sick. This dark color looks awesome on it. So the original Gillscor is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I was actually super excited for this one. And I think it turned out amazing. I like how the tail is the main focus of the design now. And I also thought it looks like that Manta Ray villain from SpongeBob. Let me know in the comments if you thought that too. I thought that was fun. But now let's get into the second Pokemon. And this one will be for MK Art, who wonders how many Pokemon I plan on making. I will never stop making custom Pokemon until each and every one of you has your own. So alright, MK, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be a starter Pokemon. Whoa, it has been forever since we got one of those. That is absolutely high. So now let's spin this wheel to see what type of starter Pokemon you'll be, a fire, grass, or water type, and you are a grass type starter. Excited. But it'd be pretty boring if we just left you pure grass type, so let's spin this wheel to get a secondary typing, and you got the ghost type. That's the same typing as Decidueye, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I'm super hyped for this. If you haven't noticed, we have a bit of a space theme going on with our starter Pokemon, with Galilidai being part Cosmic type and Cotonaut being based on an astronaut. And this brand new grass type starter completes that theme. The first stage of your Pokemon is Quanstem, the Space Seed Pokemon. Studies of this Pokemon reveal that they do not originate from Earth, with conspiracy theorists hypothesizing that they were left here by a group of observing aliens as some sort of spatial invasive species. At level 18, it would evolve into Revine. Despite their adolescence, these Pokemon appear highly intelligent, especially when it comes to technology. In fact, it's even been reported that some Revines have figured out how to pilot vehicles, with some trainers claiming that they stole their car. At level 37, it would evolve into Floor Phantom. These Pokemon are so highly intelligent that it's actually concerning. They've even figured out the technology behind Pokeballs, allowing them to exit and enter alter them at will, as their ghostly tendrils appear to be able to manipulate any technology that they get a hold of. So if you plan on raising one, just know that it will see you more as an annoyance than a trainer. However, if you're highly intelligent yourself, then it's possible to earn this Pokemon's respect, at which point its full devastating power is unlocked. In terms of stats, Floor Phantom has a ton of special defense, but the rest of its stats are just kind of mid. And for the shiny, I went with this ghostly white color to lean more into its ghost typing, and I think it looks really nice. And now that we have 3 starter Pokemon with a coherent theme, I'm really curious which one would be the most popular, so let me know in the comments which one you would pick if you had to. I would personally pick the water type starter just because I love Codonauts' final design, but if I had to guess which one would be the most popular, I'd pick the fire type starter. But now let's get into the third Pokemon. And this one will be for Reality Hangout, who wants me to add a Paradox Pokemon section to the power level wheel. Let me know in the comments if you would want to see that too, and I just might do it. But anyway, Reality, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be a pseudo legendary. That is absolutely awesome, and it has been forever since we gotten one, so that is hot. Now, every pseudo legendary has been a 3-stage evolution line, but we do still spin this wheel where you have a very small chance to get either less than that or a split evolution, but you got the standard 3-stage. Now, let's see what typing this pseudo legendary is going to be. Your first up is going to be the electric type. That is cool. I don't think there's ever been an electric type pseudo, and electric flying. That's very interesting, especially for a pseudo. And the last step, before we see what your Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and you do! A corrupted form. It has been a while since we gotten one of those as well, so this is a very cool Pokemon. Get ready to meet a Pokemon who's an absolute terror. The first stage of your Pokemon is Nimwhisk, the tiny tornado Pokemon. This Pokemon has the strange ability to manipulate the wind, able to form mini swirls of air underneath its feet, which allows it to fly for short distances. At level 30, it would evolve into Thundred. These Pokemon are now capable of staying airborne for several hours at a time. And in battle, they use their abilities to conjure up thunderstorms nearby, which creates a dangerous environment for the opponent. Meanwhile, Thundred feels right at home, basically giving it a home field advantage. At level 50, it would evolve into Overgas. This Pokemon is known to terrorize entire villages, conjuring up huge thunderstorms that decimate anything underneath. And it's been this way throughout all of time, as there's even been discoveries of cave paintings featuring this creature attacking. And it's this Pokemon's absolute villainy that must have attracted the attention of a distant unknown cosmic legendary, who corrupted Overgast, infusing it with the cosmic type and turning it into a living storm, as its overwhelming cosmic energy leaves this Pokemon in a constant swirl of raw power, and it now rips across the world, destroying all in its path. In terms of stats, Overgast has absolutely insane special attack and special defense, and because it's a pseudo legendary, the rest of its stats aren't even bad, so this thing is just super strong. And for the shiny, I went with this dark red color to sort of lean into the demonic theme that it has. But that's gonna do it for today's episode, y'all. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe before you go, and if you want to watch more episodes just like this one, there's a bunch in this playlist. I'm gonna get right back to making some awesome custom Pokemon for you, so I'll see you in the next episode, but until then, peace.